Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, we've got the Formula One podcast, straight to the apex. You guys know by now, 3 series in, 11 episodes, you know what we're talking about here. It's Formula One, baby. That's right. Race reviews, race previews, race news, all the gossip. Yeah. Everything you could possibly want from a Formula One podcast, right here. Before we start, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave reviews where you can leave reviews. Obviously the big one, share the podcast around. If you know somebody who's into Formula One, say, hey, I've been checking out this podcast. It's pretty cool. Get involved. There we go. Shared. Right. Enough from me. Let's hear from these guys. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, aloha. Hi. This is episode, I didn't get the number, that's really bad. I'm really sorry. Does anyone else have
11. 11.
Thank you. I had everything else, just that part. Little bit more organised than Tony and a little bit less dishevelled than Mark. But yeah, this is episode 11 of Straight to the Apex. I'm in the driver's seat this week. Your host, Jimmy, or James, or whatever you want to call me. Just don't say anything nasty because I'll beat you up. On my engineering board, I have got Mark Wilkin and Tony T-Dog. My phone's dead. Oh shit, Rawson.
Yeah.
How are we doing, boys?
Good.
Better now. I've sat down. Hell of a moment
How are
after
you
work.
enjoying the British weather?
It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'm not going to complain. I think it's great. It's hot. It's warm. The sun's in the sky. Long may it continue.
You want to complain a bit, though, right?
It's a bit hot.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, British. We ain't happy. We complain when it's cold. We complain when it's hot. We just complain. And queue. We like to queue as well.
Ew.
So, as always, massive shout out to Andy and the rest of the guys at CookieCast. Thank you for still putting up with us. Andy, good luck on getting me cancelled as always.
Still no Jerry Halliwell?
No, or Kit Beckinsale.
No. He, unfortunately, he's probably tried. Probably busy. I mean, Jerry's got a lot to deal with, like counting the money from the divorce if it goes through.
So yeah, getting the divorce papers together.
Yeah.
Just getting a collection of all the WhatsApp messages. Oh man, you won't need to do that because they're everywhere else. Anyone can see them. So
Yeah. Just speak to Adrian. He'll forward them.
yeah.
He don't give 2 shits now.
But yeah. So we had not a bad race actually.
Mm.
Dare I say, I actually enjoyed it.
Well,
Which is really bad considering we're like 3 of the hosts of the F1 podcast in CookieCast and we're saying, oh, I enjoyed this race.
Yeah. It was surprisingly good.
It was. It. You know what? It's how the race should be. It's just knowing that Red Bull haven't got that dominance anymore. And Max even said it himself. Our dominance is over. Our dominant era is done. All the other teams have started to figure it out, particularly McLaren. Dare I say it, Mercedes is showing a glimmer here, but I ain't holding my breath.
No, it'll all go wrong next race.
yeah.
Yeah, Max ain't getting away and getting like a podium with like an 18-second lead anymore. He's getting podiums, but he's getting 2 seconds, if that at times.
What do you think that's down to the restrictions on the wind tunnel from the ban for Red Bull, or do you think that they're just being outdeveloped? What do you put it down to? Because there's some conflicting things out there, isn't there, as to why McLaren, Mercedes, I can't really say Ferrari, but McLaren and Mercedes are like closing that gap. What's the reasons?
I think it's more a case of Red Bull had it nailed on at the start. They did. They genuinely came out in this new era, and they had it from the get-go. And when you're pretty much dealing with perfection, how do you improve on that? You can't. You can tweak it and you can push it here and there, but you can't get the Mona Lisa and make it into, I don't know, Kate Beckinsale or something like that. There you go, Andy. There's 2 mentions again. Giving you another chance here, buddy.
Already.
So a lot of me thinks it's just a case of there's not much more that they could do, whereas all the other teams out there had everything they could, and it's took them a long time to do it, but they've sussed it out. But I'm also not going to take away the fact that the impact of less work in the wind tunnel would have had some kind of effect as well. But overall, it's just a case of most of the clubs now have figured it out.
Yeah. McLaren did this last year, didn't they? They probably started a lot further back last year, and then all of a sudden it was like a sharp uptake of the speed.
Yeah.
So this year they've kind of been a little bit further back than the front, but not as far back as last year. And I think you can see the rate of knots that they're catching. Like, Norris was pretty peed off because he thought he should have won, and he thought he should have won, and he didn't win because of his mistake. So, yeah.
Well, they all said it in the commentary box. I said it to Charlie on Sunday when we watched it as well. And he said it. And to me, that's what I like more, the fact that he said it, because he knows where the mistake was. He knows what he needs to work on. It was just, you started way too aggressive. You spent too much time focused on Max. And obviously, everything happened, and George Russell channeled my Alonso. Fucking wanker. And lost 4 seconds. Now, obviously, he closed it up nicely and just, finished behind Max by about 2.2 seconds, something stupid like that. So, yeah, likelihood is, and I know it's, it's very captain in hindsight kind of thing, but yeah, if he hadn't lost them 4 seconds, would he have finished 2 seconds ahead of Max?
Yeah.
I think so. He just completely buggered up the start. I think if it had stuck behind, if it had been a bit more conservative, Max would have maybe took the lead, maybe not because of the second corner. But Lando's got a fast car, I think, and I don't know. I'm hoping that, I think he's starting to believe it. Maybe I think everybody's starting to believe it.
You listen to what he says on the radio now. Since he got his win, his demeanor, his attitude, everything has changed. He doesn't want a second space anymore.
I think it's a big lesson. This race was a big lesson. It's not, and maybe this is the race where it came to a head. Like, it's not about stop Max winning. It's about winning the race, not stop Max winning the race.
No.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think they're too focused on what can we do to stop Max winning, and like you said, they don't need to. Their car is quicker or as quick. Just concentrate on yourselves. But they're obsessed with this, the gap that there was, and we have to do something like amazing with a strategy to beat him. But you're right, they don't now.
No. The way he came in, it was too aggressive. It genuinely was. And I did, don't get me wrong, I did like it, when Max turned around and went, oh, he pushed me onto the grass, and I went, like you generally do.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think what Norris needs to remember is, mate, you're not Max. Just be you.
No.
Did you see the press conference after when they asked Lando that question, and he said, like, oh, well, I thought, like, I left him enough space, and Hamilton and Max Verstappen, like, laughed. And then they said, oh, Max, your reaction, like, would you care to comment? And he was like, yeah, well, if that's what Lando thinks, I think for Christmas I'll buy him a bigger mirror. And I can't remember what he said for the second, like, present. But to be fair, Max and Lewis were laughing their heads off. And then Lando was like, what? What I did leave you in the room. And he had a right pet lip on after Max was like, no, he didn't.
I've got to look at that. I never saw that.
But you're right. He didn't need to do that. And I think he was so focused. I mean, you've said to me before Tony got on, you're going to rant about George Russell. So I'll literally just flake over it for now. But he was like, George got the jump. He went round. Norris was too busy with Matt. And Norris rightly said, like, if I'd have just concentrated a bit more and positioned my car to block both of them, I'd have been away scot-free in turn one. But he was so focused on blocking Max, he let fucking Knobhead come round the outside.
I mean,
it was a good move by Knobhead.
The only other thing I was going to say about Norris was when you listen to him on the when his pit crew was saying, what do you want to do? Do you want to come in? If you come in, we could be looking at third. And he said, oh, I could stay out and I could be looking at first. And even I was like, he's right. He's got nothing to lose. He stays out because his tyres was younger and everything else like that. He knew that if he stayed out, he had a chance at first. Worst case scenario, he'd probably finish third. Or he could go in, fresh tyres on, and hopefully finish third. Me, at first I was like, you know what? No, I'd stay out and go for it. But it shows what I fucking know, because they went in and he came out and he was still behind Max. So, yeah. But good old Georgie boy. We've been saying it for a few weeks now, lads. We are going off the guy very quickly now as well.
Yes.
Because he thinks he's it. And it's really winding me up. He is. Oh, I said it to Charlie. I went, you know what? He's a Red Bull driver in Mercedes clothing.
Yes.
Oh. And the reason I say he's a member of Red Bull is because he is that obsessed with Lewis Hamilton. It's unreal. It genuinely is. I mean, slagging him off in qualifying, going, the fuck is he doing? He was deliberately going slow. Well, he was still going faster than you, George, because he qualified ahead of you. Wanker.
Lewis is in his head.
Yeah. But Lewis had to say to him afterwards, mate, we're a team. We've got to work as a team. And it annoys me now because Russell isn't, to me, Russell isn't driving for Mercedes. Russell's driving for Russell. Whereas Hamilton's got enough of a tenure that he knows for a fact Mercedes winning the Constructors or either of us winning the World Championship are out of the window. So we can't focus on ourselves individually now. We need to focus on the team. Get them higher up so that they get a closer pit box, longer in the wind tunnel, all the other perks, the sponsorship. Because at the same time, the lower down you are, the less money you bring in. You know, you start losing sponsorships, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Lewis had to go and remind him of that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what Russell said, but Russell either swore at Lewis or he called him something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like, mate, pull it in, mate. But then it popped up on my phone on Monday and he was on about his amazing start, which, don't get me wrong, was brilliant. He saw exactly what was going on between Norris and Max. He took advantage and he dived on it and he got it. But then he lost it.
Yep.
But he came out and he went, "Oh yeah, I channeled my inner Alonso." I went, "Oh right, okay." You started fourth. You channeled you in Alonso, but you finished fourth. I mean, Alonso would have done that and probably kept it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a long run to the first 10 in Barcelona, and they always say about these long runs. Russell got lucky because he got a double slipstream. That's the only reason. He didn't use his skill to outbrake him. He got a double slipstream. He positioned his car well. I'm not going to deny that, but that was always going to happen. Lewis got a terrible start. Norris's start wasn't great. Max's start wasn't great. Russell absolutely nailed it. Fair play to him.
Right time.
But like you say, his attitude, I just don't get him. It's like he's Mercedes now. It's like Toto said to him, right, Lewis is going, you're the numero uno guy. And it's just suddenly gone to his head. And he's walking around thinking he's Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, like, I'm the GOAT. No, you're not, dickhead. Like, I just don't get his attitude changed, because he wasn't like this when he first come in at Williams and he was in a shit car, and when he filled in and crashed into Bottas, he still wasn't a prick. I mean, Tony called it that he was. And
yeah, I did.
You know, it's just like you say, the beef with him in quali. Don't get it. It's almost like Hamilton is living rent-free in his head, and it's a bit like the Rosberg-Hamilton dynamic, whereas Lewis is literally just winding George up and doing things, and George is just fucking flipping at the littlest thing, like say quali. Oh, what he's slowing me down, and oh, why did Lewis do that when on a warm-up lap? He hampered me. Just concentrate on yourself, mate. Concentrate on yourself.
Don't worry about him. The guy's gone next year.
Yeah, and then you can race, and let's see. I can honestly see George having more crashes the higher Mercedes get up the grid, because he doesn't give in. He's a bit stubborn. Like his fight with Lando, he's very aggressive and stubborn, and I don't like to be overtaken. If he was fighting for pole or first, it'd be like Lewis and Max all over again. It'd be crash every week.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know when to give it up, does he? Doesn't know when to get. He's too, overtaking me.
I mean, I was saying on Sunday between them two, when Lewis was behind him, and Lewis was clearly faster, and people was closing in, and they was getting stuck in that DRS train, and that's when Verstappen was getting away at the start. And I said, if I was Toto, I would genuinely be saying to George, right, Lewis is quicker. Let Lewis go ahead of you, and you'll get a tow.
Yeah, and you work together to get up to the next car.
Yeah, get that tow, get up together. When one of you's in, getting attacked, slow down a little bit just to get you both in the DRS range. But yeah, he won't see that.
He's not a team player, which makes me also think, who are they going to put in that second seat next year? And it's going to be a rookie. Because I don't think an established driver will put up with that shit. And I hope to God this rookie absolutely wipes the floor with him, because it might bring him down.
Oh, he needs knocking down a peg. He genuinely does. Because, I mean, once Hamilton goes, and all the Brits who just want to support a Brit, they ain't going to go for George.
Nope.
I mean, I've always liked Lando anyway, but I really like Lando now.
I'm still on the fence with him. I'm still not sure. But
you know what? I was a George Russell fan before I was a Lando fan.
Was you?
Very way back.
Oh, right, okay.
And then I could sniff his bullshit ways from a mile off. So I thought, fuck me. All Lewis Hamilton basket, and now he's joining Ferrari. So just amazing. Quids in. I think it adds to the sabotage story. I don't know if anybody's heard about this. It's fake, it's hate, and Mercedes have done an investigation on it. It's not true. They've got the police involved. I mean, them going so hard on that makes me think even more so that they don't like each other. There's something there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, interesting. This is going to carry on. I wonder if they'll crash.
Yeah, definitely. It's coming.
Yeah.
Crash. There's a lot of tensions in the F1 world at the minute between drivers.
Yeah, there is. Especially between teammates. Ocon, Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell. Max hasn't got any tension because his teammate's fucking nowhere. He's too busy selling merch in Mexico. Sorry, Jim.
How has he got a 2-year deal?
I don't know, but I tell you what, I bet they wish they had a 30-day cooling off period. Because fuck me, he's absolutely gash. I
mean, Horner came out and he went, oh, he did really well. He's done this. It's a fantastic win for a 3-stop strategy. And I was like, the only win he got was that he got out of Q1. And you had 3 sets of softs. You started in 11th. You started on softs. You went in. You came out on softs. You went in, went on to mediums, and you went in and back onto softs. Now, granted, it's 3 stops, but you was on softs onto softs. From 11th, you should be peeling up the grid. Then you go on maintain that spot and maybe build up a little bit more, and then go back onto the softs to either fly up and take advantage because people later on, their tyres are either degrading or they're having to go back in again. I'm not being funny, mate. He made 3 spots.
Yep. And look at the 2 cars next to him.
Yeah. But last year, he started in that kind of position before, and he has flown by. And he hasn't done it on tracks where it's easy to overtake. He's done it on street circuits. He's done it in Monaco. Yep. And he couldn't do it this week.
Nope.
I reckon his contractual negotiation, he went in there and he just hawk toured and spat on that thing.
Yes!
Oh, God.
It's happened!
We jumped on. Oh, no, she got under someone else, didn't she?
And we don't know her name, but if we do the hawk tour 4 or 5 times, you've got to get her on the podcast.
Yes.
Could you understand her? Because I think we'd need subtitles. And
the other subtitle we need is
Tony's upset all of America. So I mean, she probably won't come on the podcast.
Oh well, that son of a bitch again is at it again. If he's not crashing, he's doing shit in qualifying. Is recharging his battery on the racing line, against Lance Stroll of all people. How fucking dare he? I hope his dad fucking does something to him. Nasty. Yeah, it's just shit. It's just a waste of a drive. I can't wait till he gets out of that fucking seat. He's shit. He's absolutely shit.
But speaking of
every
Stroll,
race he frustrates me.
But speaking of Stroll, what he did in practice to Lewis was fucking shit. I think Sargent totally agree with. I think Stroll. Stroll is, just below him. I think they both should be literally put on a bus and never see an F1 car again.
Well, Stroll's gets into Q3 now and again. He's he's got a chance at Q2 every race. He's scored points. His dad owns the team. Logan Sargent's fucking nowhere every single race. Nowhere.
I'll have you know, he had a free grid place penalty. Obviously, it made no fucking difference because he still qualified last. But what's the point? You might as well give him a 10 grid place penalty. I totally agree. He's fucking shy.
Move him up. Move him up.
Yeah, move him up. See what happens.
Three grid place penalty. Just move him up 3 places.
You've got to.
It's still shit.
What does that mean? You're starting on pole, huh?
It's Latifi number 2. He really is Latifi number 2.
Yeah, he's going that way, isn't he?
Yeah.
Every weekend, shucks, guys. Sorry about that. And it's like, fuck off. Just fuck off. You're fucking shit.
Well, it won't be in the car next year because the rumours are that Sansa said yes to Williams. So he'll be number 1 enemy next year in that second seat of Williams. He'll be shit.
Can't be worse than
that. That's 2 of us on a big old rant there. I've had both my rants now. Tony's had his weekly one about Sargent. You've got one as well, haven't you, Mark?
I have. And someone's partner on the podcast is not going to be happy. Carlos Sainz is a fucking prick. I mean, we did it for Bance.
He threw his teddies down, didn't he?
We did it for Bance. We put him on the podium. It was all Bance. That guy, since Ferrari have said, look, we're replacing you with a GOAT, has just turned into an absolute fucking knob. He overtakes his teammate very aggressively. Leclerc has a go at him at the end of the race, and he's just like, whatever. Lewis and him come together. He's on the radio. What? Right. So I wrote his words down. I was that fucking angered by him. To quote Carlos Sainz, in a racing incident, he touched me and ran me off.
That's a hot tour, that, all right.
And then, followed by, he needs to let me by.
I know. I cringed when I heard this.
Like, are you an FIA steward now, you fucking Spanish prick? Off.
It did as well, didn't it? Like 2 laps later, like any news?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh well, I think you should let me by. I think you should let me by. Why? Well, what did he say? It's not against the rules, but what we've been told it's against the rules. So which one is it? Is it against the rules? Is it not against the rules? It was fair racing, but it wasn't. And if he did it, bet your bottom dollar, he'd be like, "Oh, that was a fair pass." That
he got away with a few things from that race. He got away with his overtake on Leclerc, but in fairness, he was right. He was at his highest well in front, so he was ahead. So there wasn't any further action there, granted. But he had an unsafe release in the pit stop as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember for the fucking life of me who it was. I think it was Norris.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Norris was coming out, and then Sainz came out and just got in. I think he just got in front, and there was nothing done about it. I was like, "The fuck."
But if it was the other way around, he'd be on the radio saying that's unsafe release. Yeah. Unsafe release. he is just, you know, you can listen to Drivers Radio all race on the red button, can't you, when you're watching it live? Not that we do, because like I say, we generally have a nap or are doing something else. Not watching England at the minute, because that is more boring than watching Formula One races sometimes.
Yeah, I'd rather watch
Terrible.
I bet you bottom dollar, Carlos Sainz's radio, it'll never go off all race, because that fucking blade of grass jumped out at me. That keb's too high. That fan in that grandstand looked at me funny and put me off. Can you kick him out? Oh, she's stood in the wrong place and she's wearing yellow in the grandstand. Can you move her? Because she's distracted. Just stop your whining, you fucking baby. Do you know what? I'm glad Ferrari have binned him. And I hope Williams don't give him a seat next year. He's a fucking prick. He's angered me.
He's annoying.
I hate him.
He's really... He got his... Because it was his home GP, I think he almost took it up another level, didn't he? Like another notch of moaning.
So yeah, I think there's a bit of that. But then Alonso was... Well, I'm saying Alonso was quiet. We wouldn't have heard anything from him because...
He was crap, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
No other way to
Aston Martin have gone, haven't they? They've gone back to mediocrity. They've just... Where was this new factory in the wind tunnel, and Tony's buying Aston Martin hats saying they're coming. And they look like they were coming. And as quickly as they arrived, they've disappeared again.
Yep.
It's like they got the jump last season and then they've just faded away. Faded away.
Yep.
Don't know how they're going to come back. There was that rumour again about Adrian Newey, wasn't they, rejecting or being offered a huge sum of money from Aston Martin.
Yeah. Well, it's only like 85 million or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's old news.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be, because the week before, apparently they said that he turned down 105 million from from Ferrari. So it's like, well, you're not going to turn down 105 million at Ferrari when it's the team you've always wanted to work for, but then go to Aston Martin for 85 million.
I can't remember what team. Which team did they say he literally lives next door to? Was it MacLeod?
Williams.
Was it Williams?
Williams kind of came in and said they'll give him a share of the team as potentially a bargaining chip, and a salary, of course, and they're UK based. And supposedly there was links to where it tried to be. It was that was where he started his career, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so there's that element as well. I don't know where it is. I thought it was Ferrari nailed on, but now he's on gardening leave, isn't he? So I'll never find out.
He's always said that he likes the easy life, and they've always said Ferrari for him would be going across to Maranello, and he doesn't like that. He's a bit of a home bird, isn't he? So
he's an old man.
Well, yeah,
isn't he? So he's not getting any younger.
No.
I mean, we're going to see all this news coming up, and you never know. We'll probably just find out at the end of it. It's like, nah, fuck it, I'm retiring.
Oh, fucking hell. Lewis Hamilton joined Ferrari. Turned the TV on. Bang. What the fuck? Where did that come from? So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Right. What do you reckon, lads? Quick break, then we'll discuss qualifying, what there was of it in the race.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm making a drink and I'm holding my phone in my hand while I do so.
Believe that when we see it. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula One podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
And we are back. Still episode 11, I hope. Actually, I still haven't checked this. How do I know you guys weren't lying to me? You just were like, yeah, come on. Let's see how long Dickhead over here can actually keep this going.
I mean, you'll find out when Andy puts this on.
And he's like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 12 of Straight to the Apex. They're like, motherfucker. No, right. We've had our rants.
I feel
There
better.
will be more rants.
Feel better now.
It's guaranteed. We've got a drink. Is there any news, very quickly, other than what we've already gone through?
I've got 3 bits. One of them I don't know if we've covered already in a previous episode. Yuki Tsunoda staying for another season at RB.
Can't remember. I remember seeing it. Can't remember if we discussed it.
No.
Yeah.
Good luck, Yuki. Good luck. Rather you than me.
Well, yeah. Flavio Briatore, the 74-year-old, is back in Formula One. The former Renault boss, who was sacked in 2009 for the race fixing at the Singapore Grand Prix, is now a executive advisor to the Alpine brand.
Wow.
It's horrific. Well, it's not horrific. But...
It is horrific. He should be, again, it's like bringing Bernie Eccleston back. He shouldn't be anywhere near the Formula One grid.
Yeah, it's like giving Joseph Fritzl a job in a free school.
And we've gone there.
Yeah, I agree. There's a good comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's literally like this. We're talking about the same person, obviously.
It's like giving Bill Cosby a job in a pudding factory.
Someone stop him. Someone stop him.
Somebody stop him. Pull his internet connection. Yeah, I mean, he's joined pretty much a similar team, hasn't he? And he's doing a role similar to what he used to do, ish. But
yeah,
it's not like how much of his role will be with the team, don't know. But I can understand there's probably a lot of people out there with exactly the same thinking as Mark Wilkin, and that is he shouldn't be anywhere near the sport. More fun. Yeah.
Last bit I've got, Brad Pitt's F1 movie is finally got a release date of June next year.
Wow, that's fucking long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
That's all I've got. What have you guys got?
Not much more, really.
I've got Lewis Hamilton thinks the ticket price, the ticket prices for Silverstone need to be looked at after the head of the circuit said they were struggling to sell out this year's event.
I found that very interesting. They've got a lot of tickets available in all price brackets. But have you seen? I mean, you guys have been, so you'll know more than me. I think the cheapest bracket I've seen on £380 this year. Is that a lot more than you guys paid?
I paid. Yeah, yes to your question, and I'm obviously monitoring this situation very closely because I would like to go again, and I would like to do what I did last time, lastminute.com, try and grab some decent prices. Already, for the past 2 weeks, on a secondary sales site, they are ridiculous. And if you look at the price hike from the original, it's ridiculous. And the actual price that they were sold from Silverstone to the purchaser is ridiculous. So so I think me and Beth paid each about £300 to £400. However, we was in one of the, you could say, we were all prestigious. We were in one of the grandstands. We could sit in any of the grandstands Saturday or Friday. But that's for general admission. That's a general admission ticket. So you're standing with the riffraff on grass bits. You're not even in a grandstand, and you can't even get in a grandstand with that ticket. I don't think you can't. You can't get in a grandstand. You'll have to just walk around and stand next to the grandstand or in front of it with the riffraff, with the people that turn up. Then these are the people that turn up at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning and queue for the doors to open to then go straight to the position where they want to go and park there all day, like a festival. That's fucking horrific. When the price is horrific. The same. If I want to say it, the same place I did last year, you're talking £600 each. I wanted to sit in Beckett's this year. You tell me the price of one ticket for 3 days in Beckett's, that is one of the most prestigious grandstands.
What, for this
3
year?
days for this year.
I am going to say you are looking between £800 and £1,100.
What? I was going to say about 6 or 7.
No, Mark, it's ridiculous. So it was 800. So whoever bought the ticket was 840 quid, or 839 quid. They're selling it for 1,000. They're marking it up by 300 quid, which is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So right now, I can say this: I don't think I'm going to Silverstone this year because it's just fucking ridiculous. There's some inner track ones that are 1,200 quid, and you get to sit in Beckett's as well. 12 each, by the way. That's just ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And it don't even get started on the straight, Hamilton Straight, or any of the other tickets on the inner track, all the specialist areas. It's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
We paid shy of £300, and that was for 3 days, and that was on Stowe. So from there, you can see Maggotts and Beckett's, see Chapel, and then the nice long straight that they come flying down. And it's a really good spot. It's not Maggotts and Beckett's kind of spot, but it's a good spot because that's where all the overtakes are. But yeah, 380 quid just for general admission is just redonkulous.
I mean, the guy who's in charge of Silverstone track had said, it's because we haven't got a dominant British driver at the moment, hence why we're not selling out. That's an absolute crock of shit, innit? No. Because I say, I'm jealous of you guys. I've never been, but I'm not paying that. I'm sorry, when I pay just shy of £100 a month for Sky already, and I will see more of the race on my Sky at home. Don't get me wrong, I won't get the atmosphere, I won't get that live spot feeling, which you do pay more for. But to get families or people to part with that amount of money for a weekend and you can't sell the tickets, Lewis Hamilton is absolutely nailed on. You could go to Spa for a quarter of the price, and that includes travel to the country. You could go to Monza. You could go to, I know someone that's going to Abu Dhabi, and I don't think it's cost them that to fly across 1,100 quid and get a ticket for the last race of the season that could potentially be a championship decider. That is absolutely ludicrous. Formula One sort it out.
Oh, that's just the ticket for the event. Now, granted, it's 3 days.
Yeah, I
but
know.
if you're those 3 days,
this is what I was going to say.
You,
Food, water,
you need
drink,
spending money. I mean, when we did the whole 3 days, we stayed at a hotel that was about an hour's drive, I think it was, from Silverstone. And we did that because anywhere closer to Silverstone, the price was hiked up.
Yep.
So, but we was there for it was 3-day tickets, but we only did the Saturday, Sunday because we weren't able to get there for the Friday. But then the year after, we realised we could actually get to Silverstone from Charlie's mum's in about the same amount of time. So then we just got a ticket for the race. But either way, yeah, nah.
See, I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at just a day ticket. I haven't looked at that. I mean, I stupidly looked at Goodwood Festival a few weeks ago. Wow.
Oh, that shot up.
Wow.
That used to be cheap.
Wow.
Now it's more than the F1, I think.
Yeah, you can't get a ticket, basically. You can't get a ticket unless you go hospitality, and hospitality ranges from about £500 for 1 day to £3,000 to get in some tent. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
No. Ridiculous.
But let's see what the crowd's like.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
I
don't have any other news.
Good, because we haven't got any other time. What was I going to say? So, the race weekend. We're about 40 minutes into this, and this is the first time I've said Spain.
Yay!
I've said it. Other than the race and practice, sorry, Tony, you got to remember me and Mark don't watch practice.
Bull.
Was there anything else exciting in it? Qualifying was all right. If you were correct.
Charles, did you see? Well, you obviously didn't see this because this was in practice, but it was spoke about between Lando and Max at the end of the race, or end of quali potentially, that Charles Leclerc crashed in purposefully into Lando Norris.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Lando's slowing down after a corner. He's got his lights are coming on to recharge the battery. He's off the racing line, and Charles Leclerc is going past him, but then almost like it can either go right round him or he can kind of go like into him a bit. And he goes into him a bit. Like it's clear, like you'd never. It looks on purpose. It does. I didn't believe it when I heard the comments, but then I watched it and I was like, "Holy shit!" He's actually like crashed into him on purpose.
Losing his head a bit.
I don't know why.
He lost his head a bit.
Yeah. There's some bad blood between them guys, and I don't know why. What's going on? I'm not sure. It's getting. I'm hoping there's going to be a fight with helmets on. Can't wait.
Well, Ocon's still in Formula One. It'll happen.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't got like quali. Like you say, it was a bit of a boring. There was nothing majorly stand out I can think of from quali.
No.
Lando nailed it. And snuck in. Hamilton had a very good quali. Surprisingly good quali. Apart from that, that's all I can think of. Alonso disappointing for his home race. That's about it. Sergeant shit.
Just nothing exciting. I mean, granted, it don't always become an exciting thing. Sometimes, it comes down to strategy and stuff like that, or a driver crashes and there's a red flag, but there was nothing really. Like we said, just Norris and Verstappen and the fight between them. I mean, there was nothing in it at all. I mean, Norris gets pole with 1:11.383. Verstappen takes second with 1:11.403.
Just Lando, like you say, nailed it and just pipped Max.
But no, other than that, fairly bog standard. But yeah, end of qualifying was Norris on pole, Verstappen second, Hamilton third, Russell fourth, Leclerc fifth, Sainz sixth, seventh Gasly, Perez eighth, and then 3 grid penalty. Ocon was ninth, and Piastri did not finish. And then there was 10 other drivers that are that shit they couldn't even get past Q2.
And Logan
But
Sargent.
that was weird with Piastri, wasn't it? Did anybody else waited, went out to do just like one hot lap, fucked it, and just ended up 10th? Like, I didn't understand that. What happened?
He didn't have a good weekend, full stop, did he? And he even said he went that it's that bad they can't explain it.
He said it's not the car, it's down to him as well. He said he just can't explain. He just can't put his finger on it, can he? And again, but he's young. You're going to have this, aren't you, with a young driver? He's going to have these peaks and troughs. Like a few weeks ago, we was absolutely raving about him. So it's just one of them that at the minute he's just out of form. He needs to kind of get back to it, doesn't he? Steady himself, settle down, go again.
Could be worse. You could be Rory McIlroy, and you've got a 2-foot putt, and you can't make it.
Or you could have the best attacking team on planet Earth, but you can't score. You score 1 goal in 3 games. 2 goals, sorry, in 3 games.
Yeah, but one of them was just lucky.
I'm gonna say on that note quickly, I don't think we're as good as we think we are.
No.
Basically, England are like George Russell. They think they're awesome, and they ain't.
Yep, it ain't coming home.
Nope.
You're hesitant, Tony. Don't you dare say you still think there's a chance. Oh, Tony.
There's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance.
I'm gonna say.
There's no chance. We should have won it when we had the final at Wembley last time. We scored the first goal.
Yeah, we should.
Do you want it any more on a plate than that? Any more on a plate?
We can't do it then. We ain't gonna do it again.
Can't do it. Exactly.
Yeah. Logan Sargent will be leading a race with 10 laps to go, and he ain't gonna do it. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, Logan Sargent could be leading the race with 10 laps to go, no other driver on the grid, and he still wouldn't finish.
He'd still lose. Yeah.
It's still spin off. It's spin off on 10-8. Oh, shucks. Sorry, guys. My bad.
So, the race. Interesting. A lot of different strategies going on. Perez with his 3-stop. Max going out on scrubs for most of the race, and then that all suddenly came together at the end. Norris just being able to I don't know if Norris was nursing his tyres, or is the car just better on the tyres than Red Bull? And then that start, with Woody, good old Woody, just channeling his inner Alonso. Wanker. And jumping from 4th to 1st to go back to 4th, because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good scrap with Lando, didn't he? That was side-by-side racing there. I that.
Did enjoy that, and that's one of the things I am liking about this season now, because there's a scrap everywhere. I mean, there could be a scrap for the championship now.
Yeah, could be.
scrap for the constructors, but there's scraps out on the track.
Mm.
There genuinely is, and it's not just people in mid pack or anything else. It's the ones at the front. It's your Verstappen, your Ferraris, and
yeah.
I mean, it's tricky. We've already talked so much about the race anyway. Talk about Sainz getting pushed off and knocking Leclerc out, and unsafe releases, and George channeling his inner Alonso.
But for a winning, Max showed that he is a champion. He's a champion driver again.
He did, but he nearly lost it, didn't he? He had that moment where the car got away from him, and I mean, it was a big moment on 10-7, I think it was. And to be fair to him, he gathered it up and he carried on. And like you say, that is a mark of a true champion. Like, he had that moment, didn't lose his confidence. He had a fairly big gap to Lando when Lando then come out of the pits, got on his new tyres, and then he just managed a 2-second gap to the end.
But we've said it since day dot of this anyway. Max is a good driver.
He's
class. I give him a hard time all the time. He is a phenomenal driver. The only thing that's annoying is his attitude at times, but also the fact that he's got a ridiculously fast car that he doesn't need.
But I think that ridiculously fast car is not as ridiculously fast, which is what we've just said. I think he has got that extra performance in him, what some of the other guys hasn't. And I think he's less of a dick this year. Don't know why.
Yeah, I can't believe
he's likeable.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I am kind of liking the guy.
I am. I've gone back to liking him.
But I
could you say he's maturing? Is he maturing?
He's mature, but at the same time, he looks more like he's enjoying it now. But that's probably because he isn't getting such a hard time because of his first championship or anything else like that. People are now just accepting, look, it is what it is now. But I think he's just enjoying that. He has a challenge again. Because don't get me wrong, you win a championship, you don't do a Rosberg and go, that's it, I'm out, guys. It's like, no, I want a second championship and then a third and then a fourth. I want to keep going. Not many F1 drivers stop driving in F1 and just stop driving.
No.
So he's wanted that, but this year he's actually got a challenge now, and it's probably with his best mate.
Yeah, because them two get on, and I think that. I totally agree. I think that he's quite enjoying fighting his best mate. Like, he's known Lando for quite a while for the junior categories, and he probably thinks that he's got that monkey off his back. He's beat the greatest of all time in Lewis Hamilton to a championship. He's won a couple now, and he's probably had a couple of boring seasons where he thought, well, I'm just winning this, and I don't see anybody. And now he's racing his mate. Like you say, it's like playing, like for you, James, playing golf at the US Open against like your best mate who plays golf. Do you know what I mean? It's probably like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. But he's becoming more likable. But I don't know if that's because George is becoming less likable, and I'm liking Max more. I don't know. Red Bull, fantastic pit stop, 1.9 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's underrated. They can nick a couple of seconds in the pit stops, and that makes a hell of a difference in a race. Massive difference. Massive.
The thing that Red Bull's done different the last couple of seasons to Mercedes, because even when it was Mercedes dominant, Mercedes pit stops weren't brilliant. They were good, but they weren't. There was nowhere near as pristine as they are with Red Bull. A lot of the time Mercedes did it on strategy. when there was boxing, when to swap the drivers around and stuff like that. Whereas with Red Bull, they've got the strategy, but they've got that pit stop as well. I mean, 1.9 seconds.
When they said they'd never get back down to that with the bigger tyres, like they said a couple of seasons ago, right, when these big wheels come back in, you'll never get your 1.8s, your 1.9s. That's gone. They're heavier, they're more awkward to handle. And Red Bull have just chipped away at that time again and again and again and again. We're back to 1.9.
Yeah.
Fair play.
But yeah, so strategy-wise, Perez had his top strategy and did absolutely shite in what is the same car. Hamilton, he did have a bit of a storm at halfway. He said this is the wrong tyres, but he pulled it back. Hamilton had a bit of a taste as well. I think he was enjoying it. Norris is a completely different driver to what he was before he got his win. He wants more wins. Second place ain't good enough anymore for him.
No,
he's shot this weekend.
He's matured. Speaking of matured, I think that win has matured him because he's now, I can do it. That monkey's off his back.
He's got that monkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, Norris. It's you know for a fact the rest of this season, touch wood, because McLaren did it and they've shown consistency since. They haven't done a Mercedes where they did it, gave you a glimmer of hope, and then just turned it to shit. I mean, Mercedes at the moment are the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
Genuinely, they go, guys, we've got this new film, or we've got this new series, it's called The Acolyte, and then you get 3 episodes, and you're like, oh, this is shit. It genuinely is. Mercedes are Star Wars at the moment. But McLaren are George Lucas Star Wars. Yep, we're doing this, and we're still doing this. And like what I did there, Andrew got another Star Wars reference in there just for you. Also, Kate Beckinsale, that's 3 times now. Yeah, but McLaren's going to be the ones to watch.
They're like McLaren, I would say, to take your Star Wars reference, McLaren are like the first lot of Avengers films, the Marvel franchise, building up to Infinity War and Endgame. They're just getting better and better and better.
Oh, no, don't say that, though.
Why? Lando's going to click his fingers and Max is going to disappear along with Russell.
Oh, I'm just suddenly thinking, yeah, but we all know what happened with Marvel when it got to Phase 5. It just suddenly went... Ugh.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that possibly could happen.
Yeah, I like that. McLaren and Marvel at the moment.
Yeah. It's like you say, but then you've got equally, we say that, Piastri's off the boil where Lando's up there, same car. Perez is off the boil, but Max is up there, same car. Merc are both around each other. Ferrari are both around each other. For some reason, the Alpines are now in the top 10. I mean, they've snuck up considering we absolutely slated them at the beginning of the year. Absolutely rinsed them. And suddenly they've snuck into the top 10 and they've got 2 drivers up there. But the question is, like you say, Piastri, he's blaming himself. Perez, we all don't know what's going on with him since his contract. But Ferrari, how excited was we that they were going up, and then was like, they're up there. Hamilton's coming next year. They're going to have a car. And they've gone to nothing again.
The fighting, not good. It's not good at Ferrari.
No.
So, we got anything else on the race?
No.
Any other radio comments? Horner didn't really pip up at all this week. With any of that bloody what goes around comes around bullshit.
No. I can't think of anything.
Magnussen had a false start and got a 5-second penalty. Sonoda and Hulkenberg both got penalties for speeding in the pit lane. And you've covered everything else on my list.
Cool.
We need Horner to moan about something else.
He's very quiet, and he's not on
Quiet.
Sky Sports as much at the minute, which is very odd. Also, I love it, but
it is nice. But I quite liked him on Brawn. I finally watched the Brawn documentary with Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah,
and I quite liked him on that. But I did also find myself thinking, how cool is it to be sitting there thinking, I'm Christian Horner, and someone coming up to you going, hey, we're going to do this documentary about Braun GP. Would you be interested? Going, yeah, why not? You know, I'm quite happy to go in there. I am the big guns, blah, blah, blah. I'm Christian Horner. I am God. I am the Almighty. Who's doing the interview? What, are you going to have Martin Brundle in? You're going to have, Kravitz? And they're going to go, oh, we're going to get this Keanu Reeves in. Sorry, what?
Yep. You're not the big dog anymore.
Am I the big guy, or is Neil from the main guy?
Keanu Reeves probably was like, who's this idiot that you've sat me in front of? Who does this guy think he is?
But yeah, really good. But I think we'll discuss that next week, because obviously we have another race next week, and it is Austria.
Yep.
So, just to quickly touch on the results, Verstappen won, Norris came second, Hamilton third, giving him his podium for this season, meaning he has now gone 18 consecutive seasons with a podium. Russell challenged Alonso, starting on fourth and finishing in fourth. Leclerc fifth, Sainz sixth, Piastri seventh, Perez eighth, ninth, Gasly, Ocon 10th, and then 10 other drivers that shit they can't get out of the bottom 10. So, predictions. Marky Moo, you went Piastri, Sainz. You had 24 points. You've now got 27. Tony, you went Norris, Max, Sainz, all for the Bants again.
Full on Bants.
You had 23 points. You've now got 23 points. You also channeled your inner Alonso, or also known as inner George Russell. I went Max, Norris, Piastri. I had 19 points. I now have 24 points. So still tight between me and Tony, but I am no longer at the bottom of the rung. For the ladies, Charlie went Norris, Piastri, and Hamilton. Starting on 6, you got 1 point for Hamilton, given a 7. Beth, or the FIA, has gone Sainz, Norris, Max.
Full Bants.
For the Bants.
For the Bants.
Starting on 19 and finishing on 21.
Yep.
Now, I'm fairly certain I did see the message from the FIA.
Yeah, I've seen them. And I'm not very happy because they were my top 3 as well, so I've changed mine.
Just jotting hers down. So, host goes first anyway. So, I have gone Max for the win. Norris second. And Leclerc third.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it was only the third spot I was struggling with. I don't know who I want to go second. Tony, you're going second.
I'm going Max Verstappen to win.
Carlos Sainz for the win because you're going full Bants again. No?
No, I think Carlos is finished, to be honest.
Right.
And I think Lando Norris is probably going to come second. Third, I'm just not sure. I want to put Piastri, but confidence. Leclerc, maybe. Sainz, no. Perez, definitely not. Mercedes, Russell's a shout, but then Hamilton is just mega. I'm going to go Russell. I'm going to mix it up. So I don't think anybody else will go Russell.
That's not bad.
Russell for the Bants. Russell for the Bants.
For the Bants. What you got, Mark?
For the Bants.
So, I'll give my first two quickly. I've gone Max and Lando Norris.
Yep.
Wow, what a surprise.
For third, I wrote down this morning Piastri. I then crossed him out when I saw Beth's prediction. I then wrote Hamilton and crossed it out. I then wrote Russell and crossed it out. And I've settled on Charles Leclerc.
Ooh.
And look, I'll show the camera, look, there's scribbles there. I have literally, and it, like you, James, I struggled with third. It's an absolute lottery.
With first and second, it's just that kind of which way around is it going to be?
Yeah.
I think Norris is faster.
I do.
But not here. Not on this track.
No,
not on this track.
Not at the home of Red Bull. Not at the home of Red Bull.
It's solely going to come down to strategy.
Yeah.
Silverstone, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think if I remember rightly, did I not say that it'd be a McLaren 1-2 at Silverstone? I can't remember.
Vaguely.
I have a feeling you said that.
I'll check on that. Anyway, right. The ladies. So, Charlie has gone. Norris for the win. Sainz second.
Oh, that's full on bants. Charlie, what are you doing? That's too funny. Who's fed?
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Charlie's gone full on comedian, full on best joke bant.
I mean, apart from second, there's some good ones there.
No, no Red Bull.
Well, obviously.
And the FIA has gone Max for the win, Lando second, and Piastri third.
Very good pick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think that's a very good pick. I'm going to be gutted if it comes in and I change my mind because she had it.
Aye. Well,
I can't wait to support George Russell this weekend.
Oh God, I used to like Tony.
And well, he's been on the fence for a while now, and I think that's just confirmed we don't really.
Yeah, he was getting better. I like him again, and then he just made that comment and just became. I'm not going to use that word on here because even though I would find it funny to get cancelled by Andy, I'm not going to say that word.
No. Well done for stopping yourself. Well done.
I still have PTSD from the first series when Perez knocked George Russell out. It was horrific.
I've still got it from you wearing an Aston Martin hat on here.
And now we kind of wish that we'd see that again. But guys, we are out of... That was episode 11 of Straight to the Apex. As always, massive shout out to Andy and the crew. Give us a share, like, subscribe, pin down that guy jogging across the street, stick your AirPods into his ears and make him listen to this. And if that doesn't work, just waterboard him. I've been James. Obviously, the two handsome fellas there are Mark and Tony T-Dog Rawson. And guys, I will see you all next week after Austria.
See you later.
Peace.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Finished. Another one done. Absolute banger. I'm sure you'll agree. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting the guys. The way you can support them more, click that like button. Share the podcast around. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Get subscribing. Come on. Check out the website, cookiecast.com. There we've got social media links and an email button, and that way you can get in touch with these guys. You can get in touch with all of us. You can just say, hey, love the podcast. That's all it has to be. Send in your predictions, anything like that, whatever you like. Right, there we go. That's it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Cookie Cast.